What's going on, guys? It's your boy Christian Perez back at you with another video. In today's video, we're gonna be doing a bald taper, a blowout, some people would say. I do have mad curly hair on top. We just trimmed on the sides for him, put him back in the game, did a little beard lineup for him. But you guys know that I usually get a little lighthearted in the intros and stuff like that, but I wanted to keep him a little more serious today. We at Tune 45, we love barber brands that are started by barbers, owned by barbers, etc. It's what we are, right? So I wanted to point out a barber of ours at Headlines Barbershops. One of our managers, Tony, started his own brand, and it's called True Hair Culture, and it's branding with a purpose. Pretty dope. He sends one of these flyers out with each one of his shirts or anything that he sells, and it's bringing awareness to start conversations on issues our troubled youth face daily. Our mission is to inspire, empower, and serve at-risk youth in America's communities. It goes on to say more. Our hope is that our True Hair Culture brand will not only bring awareness, but will also start the conversation on issues our youth face daily, and a portion of whatever he sells goes towards these programs to help troubled youth in America. It's a phenomenal mission. It's a phenomenal concept. I love what he's branding for a purpose, like it says on the flyer. And these are the shirts that he has right now. He has some other tank tops and other stuff, but if you guys want to show support to that and help him out, there's going to be a link in the description below. I know I got mine. I'm going to continue to support him. I think it's a phenomenal thing to do. So, you know, if anybody tells you shouldn't support barber brands and you should support the big guys, you tell them I said it doesn't matter what they think. You should always support your barber brothers, man. It's barber brothers and sisters. Also, real quick, I know a lot of you have been messaging me on Instagram and dropping comments in the videos. I appreciate the communication about the wireless seniors. If you want to be first to get them, they're supposed to be coming out in March, but if you want to be first to get them, we teamed up with a company here in Florida that's going to be getting them first in January. There's going to be a link in the description so you can pre-order yours today. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe if you like, if you vibe, if you like what you saw in the video, and share the video. You know what I'm saying? Share it with your friends. All right, guys, so let's get it. Like I said, we're going to be doing a bald taper. My guy hadn't gotten a haircut in a long time, so you can tell we got to put him back in the game. So we're going to cut down the sides. He wanted literally nothing cut off the top, and just give him a bald taper. Do a little bit of beard work as well. So we're going to be using our wireless seniors, best clipper out, period. I changed the blade. I like the bevel blade better. So we're starting out with our Wall Premium number 2 guard. What we're going to do is we're going to just go right off the ridge. We're not going to dig into the top. You see here I'm cutting in different directions, different angles. You just got to go, especially with like curly textured hair like this, you got to go in the direction the hair grows to get all the hair off and to get a nice clean canvas. So here I'm just freehanding a little bit, and I'm just removing that hair that's kind of hanging over. Makes it look like a mushroom top. Just slightly trimming that hair. I'll give it a smoother transition into the top. So here I'm using the number 3. I'm just finishing off the blend here to transition into the top. Start off with the lever open, then move it to the middle position, then closed. So here we're starting our first guideline for the taper, or the blowout as some people will say. And this particular customer wanted his edge, or the C cup, to remain dark. You can see here I'm just kind of half moon, doing a half moon shape on the taper instead of taking it up too high and losing that dark C cup. And I'm kind of blending back towards his ear to keep that dark. You see I'm using the corners of my blade. Here we're using the Wall Premium 1 guard with the lever open. Create our next guideline and start open, move it to the middle position, and then move the lever all the way closed. Here we're using the Wall 1.5 guard that transitions right into that number 2. Again, just using the corners of my blade. And that's pretty much it. That's how quick and easy it is to do a taper. You can see why he wants to keep that C cup nice and dark. It's just a nice look, nice blended in the back, but you still have the C cup. You keep the C cup and it just looks real sharp. Showing you a close up here on the camera, as you can see, I'm only using 3 teeth of the blade. When you're working in these tight confined areas, you just want to make sure you don't raise it, so just use the corners of the blade. What I was pointing out here is you can see he has a lot of cowlicks in the back. I'm not going to fight against that. There's just no sense in fighting against it. You can, but I just go right above it, clean it all off. Just makes for a smoother blend. So we start off with our first guideline with the Slimline Pros, and then we do our next guideline with the lever all the way open in the seniors. Move it to the middle position and then all the way closed. And you saw there how I inverted the clipper. It's because sometimes the hair is growing up towards the other direction. Like I said earlier, you have to cut in the direction that the hair is growing, right? Otherwise you're not really cutting hair. So after I go from the open, middle, and then closed position, I start off with my wall premium number 1 guard, lever open. The same thing, start out open, move it to the middle position, and then closed. And then here we're using the wall half guard, and we're tying it in to the original guideline. And here, now we're using the wall 1.5. In some situations, I don't have to use the half guard. As you saw on the sides, I really don't have to use it. Just depends. But here I had to use it just to get that buttery fade. Starting the next guideline here again, using the corners of my blade, being mindful not to raise it, and I'm doing that like a half moon shape, and I'm working towards his ear and staying away from that C cup. You want to avoid lightening it up. So what you do to one side, you got to do to another, right? So unless your customer wants some crazy cut, I don't know. You know, customer's always right, but not always. Anyways, getting off track. So again, we're using the Slimline Pros here, and you want to use the corners like a pencil, almost like you're drawing, and just take your time with it. You got to go back over it a couple times, no big deal. Don't press too hard, let the clipper do the work, and be mindful not to push your customer's edge back. Particularly here too, if your edges are super zero gapped, you want to be mindful in the back of the neck and around the ear not to press too hard, because you can really irritate somebody's skin. Another thing too, around the ear here, you want to be mindful not to raise that too high. When I was starting out, and one of our barbers when he was starting out, remember, he used to take that up and over the ear. You got to be mindful not to raise that. So here we're doing the edge in the front. Just lightening it up a little bit just to give myself a clean canvas to work with. Check the mirror, make sure we're good. Here I'm combing his beard out so that I can start trimming it down for him a little bit, and I'm just going to freehand it.
Rice and beans made this baby.
trim his beard up back here, just following the natural jawline. See, I follow the natural jawline. I kind of angle it a little bit. Just makes it look more natural. Instead of that blunt straight line coming down. Here we're using 245 shave gel. You guys know all about that. You can get yours at www.toon45.com. And you see this little bit of residue that gel leaves behind. You want to make sure you wipe that off with a comb or wipe it off with a towel and go back over it to give your customers a nice sharp line. If not, when they get home and they wash their face and take a shower, that residue is going to come off, no longer look sharp, and it's just not going to be the same lineup that they left the barbershop with. See how I wipe it off with the comb? So this is pretty much it. I appreciate you guys spending some time out of your day with me. Excuse me. Out of your day with me in these haircut tutorials. So I appreciate your time, and I will see y'all next week.